At the dawn of time, magic, religion, and daily community functions were one. Listening to this book, you have discovered that many of the spells, incantations, and practices used today in modern magic, though changed somewhat to keep pace with the times, came to us from Egypt, Mesopotamia, and several other ancient civilizations, and it is amazing to think that the practice of magic has remained with us, in view of recent anthropological discoveries, since the dawn of the human era. Indeed, it is the investigation into magic that brought us the science of heliocentrism, the infinity of worlds, and led to the discovery of how blood circulated in the body. From the earliest times of civilization, political power was linked with spiritual power and superhuman abilities. It was believed that divine power flowed from the gods to their royal agent, who, as theocratic monarch, represented heaven's will on earth. Linking politics, magic, and religion together ensured the ruler's right to rule. This was an ancient mind game that worked quite well for thousands of years, and unfortunately, although the idea of magic as a valid practice has been shoved aside, the partnership of politics and religion as a vehicle to control the populace still works in many parts of the world. In the 13th century, it was believed that the ruling monarch could touch you and, by divine power, make you well. Over the centuries, magic was dropped because it was a vehicle that the common person could employ for personal and political gain. Not good for those in power, should they rule unwisely, which oodles of them did and still continue to do, or who feared the loss of such power. And while they were at it, they threw out divination. Can't let them know what we're up to. And astrology. What do you mean you can see the movement of what I'm most likely going to do by looking at the heavens? Eek! Gotta stop that. Where the belief in magic was not destroyed, its history was rewritten to take on completely religious associations where the individual had no power, but occasionally that which runs the universe kindly did a miracle or two. The Christian Church in particular wrote canons, laws, as fast as a machine gun ejects cartridges, in hopes of destroying any known traces of magic that tried to bubble out of their historical past, and converted all acts of positive magic to miracles. Judaism took a different stance, steeping magical practices in rabbinical teachings reserved only for the vaunted few. When history spoke of the real magicians, and they did exist, they rewrote that history to indicate the Magi was really a rabbi all along. The result, especially in Europe, was a total lockdown on information. Unfortunately, there was one thing they didn't count on, and that was the fact that magical abilities are an inherent part of every human being, to a greater or lesser degree, depending upon their life purpose.